Hello and welcome to Cascade High School in Clayton, Indiana. My name is Lec Zorn and I'll be bringing you all the action as your Cascade Cadets challenge the Bethesda Christian Patriots in Game 18 of the Indiana High School basketball season. Well, your Cadets are down to their last 5 regular season games and are trying to get the season on track in time for the playoffs, which start in only 19 days. Despite having a record of just 3-14 and being on a 7-game losing streak, Cascade has shown solid improvement in the last few weeks, with four of their last five games being losses of 13 points or less. And giving us further hope is that their sectional lacks a dominant team this season and appears to be anyone's to take. Tonight, Cascade goes for its first win in 41 days, hosting the cross-county rival Bethesda Christian Patriots, who've quietly built a solid Class 1A program since joining the IHSAA in 2002, but are currently on their third head coach in 3 seasons and enter this game with a record of only 5-11, with all 5 wins coming against Class 1A teams. Now, Cascade is led by 6'1" junior Mason Tharp, who averages 12.8 points, 4.1 rebounds, and a team-high 2.7 steals per game. Close behind is 6'8" senior Benson Walker with 12.1 points and a team-high 5.6 rebounds per game. 5'8" sophomore Stephen Alderson averages 5.6 points per game. 5'10" junior A.J. Sanders, known primarily as a football star, has surprisingly emerged as a very solid basketball player this season, averaging 5.4 points and 4.4 points, 5.4 points and 4.4 rebounds per game. And 5'9" senior Bryson Phillips averages 3.6 points and a team-high 2.7 assists per game. Cascade's head coach is Chris Dubois, who's 128 and 200 in his 15th season with the Cadets. He led the program to sectional championships in 2005 and 2006. Bethesda Christian's head coach is Brandon Reese, who's 5-11 in his first season with the Patriots. Well, at this time, we'll take a short break for a few words from our sponsors, and then we'll be back with the opening tip-off. Cascade Bethesda Christian coming at you live. Next. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill, Andy, and Bell's Expert Realtors.net and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're just a few minutes away from tip-off. We're down to the last 5 games of the regular season. 3 of them are at home. After tonight, we'll be back here. In fact, the Cadets actually have a full week of rest after this game, and then they return for their next game a week from tomorrow. That's a Friday night game against the Eminence Eels, and then the next day they will go on the road for a very tough opponent, the Plainfield Quakers, who beat us by a score of 76-36 back in the Hendricks County tournament earlier this month, which was hosted for the first time by Cascade, hopefully the first of many times. Cascade certainly has proven itself to be a very good host school, you know, with the girls sectional, although it was moved to Cloverdale this week. Certainly Cascade did a great job hosting it the last couple of years when I was commentating here. And anyway, Plainfield, obviously that's going to be a very tough opponent. The Quakers, not only a Class 4A team, but a very tough one, currently ranked number 14 in the state in their class with a record of 15-2. So certainly that'll be a good test for us, you know, as we head toward the playoffs. And then after that, the Cadets return home 2 weeks from tomorrow to play Senior Day against Western Boone, a 3A team. And finally, we close out the regular season 2 weeks from Tuesday on the west side of Indianapolis at Covenant Christian. So I apologize. I said the playoffs start in 19 days. It's actually 26. It's a week later. which is good because the more time we have to get ready for the tournament, the better. But anyway, it's been a very eventful week for Cascade Athletics. As you probably know, the girls had a heck of a game Tuesday night out at Cloverdale in their sectional opener against the Monrovia Lady Bulldogs. Even though Cascade did lose the game, they gave very possibly their best performance of the season. They came back to tie the game 3 times in the fourth quarter. The last time on a 3-point play by Juliana Schmidt with 20 seconds left. Then Madison Payne of Monrovia hit a 3-point play of her own with 15.6 seconds left. And then Carly Gibbs missed a 3-pointer in the final seconds. And one of the very few mistakes that Cascade made the whole game was they waited at least 3 or 4 seconds too long to take that last shot, so that after Carly Gibbs missed, we barely had a chance. Dixie Short made a mad dash at the rebound and grabbed it right around the time that the horn sounded. So, but other than that, it was a great, courageous performance by Cascade that gets me even more excited about next season when all 5 of those starters are going to be back. So definitely, get out and support the Lady Cadets in the 2019-2020 season, because they are going to show that this 4-18 record this season was a fluke. And for those of you who were afraid that maybe it meant that Cascade had taken a step backwards in girls basketball, just remember that in the last 8 years, Cascade has had 6 winning seasons, and then the other 2 seasons were 1 game under 500. So this season, just so many. It was the timing that it was such an unusually young team, and then our only returning starter Taylor Norris played in only 2 games. So next season, with these 5 starters back plus Taylor Norris back, we should be a very good team. We won 4 games this season. We should have easily tripled that, if not more. Should be a sectional contender in a year or 2. And the player I'm most excited about right now is Hallie Cansdale, and I think she is going to be an absolute beast next season when she's a junior, and even more so 2 years from now when she's a senior, and should attract a lot of college scouts. More so if she grows a few inches from her current 5'11", but nevertheless, that young lady is such a ferocious competitor and uses her tools so well. She does need to improve her free throw shooting, and our girls need to get it inside to her more, make her one of the first 2 or 3 options on offense. A lot of her points this season came on putbacks on offensive rebounds, but next season, she got 8 points and 8 rebounds a game this season. I'm hoping she'll be a regular double-double player next season, because I think she's capable of being a 15 to 17 point a game player. But anyway, this is probably our smallest crowd of the season so far for boys basketball. It looks like we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 100 fans here, including about 25 who made the trip from Brownsburg, which is where Bethesda Christian is located. And certainly understandable. It's a Thursday night game. Most boys' games are on Friday and Saturday. This is a game that's played on Thursday every year to accommodate the girls' sectional, which Cascade is often playing on the Friday and Saturday dates. They were the last couple of years. In fact, last year they were playing on both Friday and Saturday as they advanced all the way to the sectional championship. But, I think even more so than that, this is a Thursday night. Also, the weather. We've had just awful weather the last couple of days. Yesterday, school was canceled. Today, it was back in session, but with a 2-hour delay. We had yesterday when I woke up and got a text message saying that the place I work at was closed. It was -11 this morning. I think when I left for work, it was up to about -2. Now it's 12 degrees. And then tomorrow's supposed to go all the way to 37, followed by 45 on Saturday, 57 on Sunday and Monday. But right now, still only 12 degrees in Clayton. So I think the weather combined with this being a Thursday night has really hurt the crowd tonight. But anyway, nevertheless, hats off to all the fans who came out here tonight, and to those of you who want to stay home by the fire and bundle up and listen to the game. Glad to have you with me, and hope to see you back here a week from tomorrow for the game against Eminence. And, it's one of those things, one of the things that means the most to me as the Cascade commentator. And one of the things that means the most to me about as the Cascade commentator is when people come up to me, after the broadcast is over and tell me that they enjoy listening to, their son or grandson or brother or whoever play, when they can't be here in person for the games, because they live far away or because of weather or whatever the reason, So it makes me even more thankful that Cascade has this great partnership here with AudioSportsOnline.com. We've been doing it 3 years now, and hopefully we'll continue for many more decades. I've been a commentator 7 years, and I've never felt at home anywhere as much as I do here at Cascade. So as long as you all keep asking me to be back, I will be back, as long as the good Lord allows me to see and talk and think and analyze. So it's just great to be here, and this has been a rough season, with being an off season for both the Cascade boys and girls. Both very young teams, both having injuries. Taylor Norris being injured for the girls, and then both Ross Stevenson and Justin Hurst being injured for the boys. But, the program is going to be back on track, and I think the boys are still going to do a lot of games. They are going to do a lot of good things this season. I think the boys are going to get a win tonight. This should be. They're going to have a good shot to do it against Eminence a week from tomorrow as well. And then, Covenant Christian, our final regular season opponent, is very beatable this season as well. And plus, I think we're going to want to get a little revenge for what they did to us on Senior Day last year when it looked like we had the game won, and Covenant Christian beat us on a shot there, on a three-pointer at the buzzer, which was just devastating, for the Senior Day for Dalton DuBois and Michael Alderson and the rest of that senior class. And so, of course, this is the third Alderson. By the way, Steven Alderson, who plays now both basketball and football. He probably plays baseball too. I'll find out in a few weeks. But anyway, I had Alec Alderson my first season here. He was a senior. Then Michael Alderson, a senior last season. Now Steven Alderson, a sophomore this season. And I keep meaning to ask the people here in Clayton if there are any more Aldersons coming down the turnpike. Hopefully so. They're a great family. And, of course, their cousins, the Birches, who also, have done a lot of great things here in Cascade High School basketball history. But anyway, we got a crowd of about 100 tonight. It looks like, including about 25 Bethesda Christian fans. And, Cascade gets overlooked enough, in Hendricks County among the high school athletic programs. Bethesda Christian actually gets overlooked even a lot more. Even though the school is actually 54 years old, only a year younger than Cascade, Bethesda Christian did not actually join the IHSAA until 2002. And in that time, they've built a very solid program. They won a sectional back in 2009, and they actually have finished 500 or better each of the last 3 seasons. However, this season, they're the program's in a little bit of a tumultuous state, being on their 3rd head coach in as many seasons. And anytime you have that kind of turnover, you're going to have growing pains and adjustments. So Bethesda Christian struggling to 5-11 this year, but I think once they settle in, if head coach Brandon Reese stays there, for several years and gets the program, settled down, I think that he'll have them back to being a regular winner again. And, I've only commentated Bethesda Christian once before in boys basketball. That was 2 years ago, my rookie season here with Cascade. And one thing that really impressed me is while the Patriots did not have any great players, everybody who they put out on the court was decent. When you get a school, last I saw Bethesda Christian was 288 students. Cascade being around 463. So when you get a school, under 500 students, and especially under 300 students, such as Bethesda Christian, often, when you look at their high school varsity basketball teams, they're pretty thin. Often there'll be about 2 guys who look like they belong on a high school varsity team, and then they have to just fill out the roster with whoever else is available. But everybody who Bethesda Christian put in the game that night, which was about 10 players, I remember they made an unusually high number of substitutions. Everybody out there was okay. I mean, everybody held his own. So, this is a game that Cascade should win, but I hope they're going to take it seriously as well. And I think certainly it'll be a good morale boost. The last victory for the Cadets was all the way back on December 21st. That was a 71-42 win out in Rochdale, the lovely community of Rochdale, against North Putnam. And since then, after that, Cascade did not play again until January 2nd here in the Hendricks County Tournament here at Clayton. And although, like I said in the pregame, of their last 5 games, even though they were all lost, they've lost their last 7. The 2 in the county tournament were both by big margins, 40 to Plainfield, 37 to Danville. But since then, in the 5 subsequent games, the margins have been no more than 13 points. In fact, we only lost to Cloverdale by 1 point back on January 11th, and they're one of our sectional rivals. It's odd, though, being 3-14, that all of our wins came by big margins. We beat Southmont 63-29 back on November 24th, and then beat Brown County 59-41 back on December 1st. Now this is January 31st, and we're hoping to close out the month of January, head into the final month of the season on a high note. And at that, we'll pause for the national anthem. Well, thank you to Cascade for that lovely rendition of the national anthem. And now it's time for the starting lineup introductions here. But anyway, though, let's take a little bit of a look at Bethesda Christian's schedule. The Patriots do not have any common opponents so far in the season, although both teams play Eminence here in the next few days. Cascade plays Eminence in their next game, which is a week from Friday, whereas Eminence beat Bethesda Christian back on Saturday by a score of 67-62. But anyway, all 5 wins for Bethesda Christian come against Class 1A opponents. They beat Waldron, Lighthouse East, Indiana Deaf, Indianapolis Metropolitan, and Eminence. So Bethesda Christian beat Eminence, that is. So anyway, it does look like this is a game where if Cascade plays its game, we should be okay. But it's important, though, that we not take this win for granted, and that we really that we just come out swinging, playing our A game. And, one of the most important things to do, not only in sports but in life, is to get into good habits. I want us to get in the habit of just playing our A game these last 5 games of the regular season. So now jumping, we have Benson Walker for Cascade and Brandon Bergen, 6'4", jumping for Covenant Christian, or for Bethesda Christian, excuse me. So the tip-off controlled there by Cascade. Bryson Phillips handles the ball. He is a senior for the Cadets, one of 2 seniors in the starting lineup, along with Benson Walker. Third senior, Ross Stevenson, started last season, but has missed this entire season with a knee injury. So now Phillips handling the ball at the left perimeter. Oh, and now over to 3 from the corner, no good. Struggle for the rebound, and Benson Walker comes away with it at 6'8". Now drives to the basket, but pitches out. Got a 3-pointer from Sanders, no good. And Tharp gets the rebound, pitches out to Walker, fakes a 3, drives into the lane, puts it up left-handed, and he travels, though. He did everything right except I guess he took an extra step in there. So 7:18 to go. Cascade missed a couple of shots the first time. Now Bethesda Christian gets their first shot at offense here. The Patriots, despite the small school size, have a lot of size in their starting lineup. They have players, and now a steal there by Sanders, and he lays it in. So Alex A.J. Sanders opens the scoring here a little over a minute into the game, and it's a 2-0 Cascade lead. So hopefully Cascade will just, pile it on early. And now a fight over the loose ball. Jump ball possession arrow favors Bethesda Christian with 6:39 to go here in the first quarter. Inbounding the ball is Austin Kelly, a 6'1" junior for the Patriots. Throws it into Cameron Leichty, a 6-foot junior. And he dribbles over, pitches over to Mason Butler there in the left corner. Jump shot no good. And Phillips pulls down the rebound, pitches over to Tharp. Now Tharp at the right perimeter. Bethesda Christian in a 2-3 zone. Now Tharp over to Phillips, back to Tharp. Over to Sanders, fakes a 3, drives to the basket, pitches over to Walker. Loses the grip on it, however, and we got a whistle here with 6:12 to go here in the first quarter. Cascade with a 2-0 lead. It's a non-shooting foul. It's going to be against Kelly, his first foul of the game against either team. Now inside to Alderson. Now over to Walker. Across the court now to it's a good ball movement. Now Sanders has it at the baseline. Wow, beautiful move. He switched the ball between his hands a couple of times. Misses a layup, however. And now Bethesda Christian has it at the other end. A 3-pointer, no good off the rim. And turnaround jumper on the rebound there. No good by number 13, who's not on the roster. So, and out the other end, however, Benson Walker puts it off the glass and in. So it's a 4-0 Cascade lead coming almost 2.5 minutes into this game. And out the other end, hook shot no good. Phillips rebounds, and now Cascade. Now Phillips drives, then pitches out to Walker. Baseline, he drives the baseline, puts it up left-handed, no good. And number 13 comes with the rebound. So now Butler fakes a 3, drives in, 15-foot jumper, no good. Phillips the rebound. He's got a couple already. Nice game so far by the senior. Inside to Sanders. Now he pitches out to Tharp for 3, no good. Sanders the rebound, and we got a foul there with 5 minutes to go. So 3 minutes into this game, Cascade with a 4-0 lead. Looking very good. They look like, they were taking the game seriously. So inbounds, and the foul, by the way, against Leichty. So now Tharp with the ball at the right perimeter. Over to Alderson, back to Tharp. Now over to Phillips. And now a 3 by Alderson is good. Yes, yes. So it's a 7-0 Cascade lead. So things going very well so far for the Cadets. Things looking very promising as they go for their first win in 41 days. Now a three-pointer from the corner is good there by Mason Butler. So nearly halfway through this first quarter, Bethesda Christian finally gets their first points. Now AJ left open for three, no good. Butler pulls down the rebound. 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. And now wide open, and another three by Butler. This one no good, however, off the rim. Walker the rebound. Now pitches down to Tharp. Over to Phillips in the corner, fakes a three. Now drives to the basket, pitches out to Walker. Wide open three from the top of the key, no good. And the rebound chased down by Alderson. And then he drives to the basket, pitches out, however, it's miscommunication. Bethesda Christian gets it, and it's a lay-in there, uncontested at the other end by Brandon Bergen. So that cuts the lead to 7-5 now. So Bethesda Christian, to their credit, looked like I thought they might fall in when they were down 7-0. Now they've run off 5 quick points to get back in this thing. So now Phillips for three for Cascade, no good off the back of the rim. And we got a collision there going for the rebound. Let's see what the call is. 3:21 to go here in the first quarter. Cascade 7, Bethesda Christian 5, coming at you live here from Clayton, Indiana on audiosportsonline.com. You're watching Cascade Cadet Basketball. This is our third season bringing you Cascade. Hopefully the first three of many. Foul, by the way, against Alderson, his first, team first. So Leichty bringing it up, gives it over to Kelly. Now over to 13. To Butler, fakes a three. He hit one earlier. Now Leichty with the ball again, guarded by Dane Dubois, newly into the game. The 6'1 sophomore. Younger brother of Dalton Dubois. So now 13 with the ball in the corner, over to Butler. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter now. Cascade with a 7-5 lead. Now a fake on the three there by Leichty. And now he finds wide open Bergen, the 6'4 senior, who now has a game-high 4 points. And just like that, we're tied. Cascade scored the first 7. Now Bethesda Christian has scored the last 7. So good job by the Patriots when I thought they were going to, get in over their heads early. So now Walker at the other end. He puts it up, double-teamed. No good off the rim. And Leichty comes away with the rebound. And he pitches across the court to Butler. 2:14 to go now in the quarter. Bethesda Christian, believe it or not, will take the lead if they score here. So now inside to Bergen, turns around, hook shot, and he hits it. So all of a sudden, 6 points in a row by Bergen. Bethesda Christian takes their first lead of the game with 2:02 to go, and Cascade takes a much-needed timeout. So after the Cadets came out swinging with a 7-0 lead, now they fall back 9-7, thanks in large part to the strong inside play of 6'4 senior Brandon Bergen. Bethesda Christian, located just up the road here in Hendricks County in Brownsburg, get very little publicity, especially being in the same city as Brownsburg High School. But the Patriots have quietly built a very solid Class 1A program in their own right. Won a sectional back in 2009 and have since then, they've been a 500 or better team about half the time. So it's certainly they're not a team. They're not a program to take lightly, and with the limited resources they have to work with, they do very well. Their Cascade is the only in-county school who the Patriots play. I've been wanting for the last couple of years for Bethesda Christian to start getting involved in the county tournament. So now inside to Walker, and he lays it in and ties it there on the assist from Tharp. Tharp being scoreless, by the way, so Walker with a team-high 4, and it's a 9-9 game. 1:38 to go here in the first quarter. So now inside there to Bergen, no good this time on a tip-in, but the rebound tipped over to Butler, who is wide open for a three, no good, and Tharp there for the rebound. And now at the other end, inside to, and now the ball stripped away there from Gavin Hetler, who's played more minutes recently as a backup center. Now in there with the starting center, Benson Walker. possibly to counter the good size that Bethesda Christian has. However, that's a lay-in there by Leichty with his first points, and Bethesda Christian goes back up 11-9 now. 53 seconds to go in the first quarter. So now Alderson drives it, puts it up, and he's fouled, and he hits it. So Alderson at the line with a chance for a three-point play. He had a three-pointer earlier, has a team high 5 now. 47.4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. That foul is on Leichty. That's his second, team third. So Walker sitting down now, but as does Tharp. Tharp still scoreless. Alderson does hit the free throw, so Cascade regains the lead. 12-11 now, 44 seconds to go. Butler with the ball over to Leichty. Now 13 fakes a three, drives, and now pitches across the court. Now Butler from the corner, no good on a three. Phillips, the rebound, pitches down courts to Hitler. Sloppy release, however, and his shot from the baseline is no good. Now down to Bergen, who puts it up off the glass, in and out, however, and Du Bois clears the rebound and gives it up to Phillips. Now it looks like Cascade is going to hold for the last shot with a 1-point lead. 13 seconds left. Now over to Du Bois. Now drives inside the lane, pitches out to Phillips for three. He hits it. Yes. 3 seconds, and now Bethesda Christian. 13 takes a half-court shot at the buzzer. Hits the backboard, no good. So Cascade starts strong, has a couple of bad minutes in between, but finishes strong. And your score after 1 quarter of play here at Clayton: Cascade 15, Bethesda Christian 11. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets: Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill, Eddie, and Bell's Expert Realtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communication. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, where your Cascade Cadets have had an up-and-down game so far, but they do lead the Bethesda Christian Patriots by a score of 15-11. It's a game in which Cascade started off red hot with a 7-0 lead. Bethesda Christian came back with 9 points of their own to take the lead. However, Cascade ended the quarter with a 6-0 run, and they're on top 15-11 now. Now they have the ball first to start the second quarter here. Dane Du Bois handling the ball over to Steven Alderson. Now over to Bryson Phillips, back to Alderson. Now drives into the lane. A right-handed, underhanded shot, no good, but Alderson gets his own rebound, puts it up again, a little too hard, no good. And number 13, whose name is not on the roster, has the ball for Bethesda Christian. So now 13 takes a three-point shot, no good. Phillips, the rebound, takes it down, 3-on-2, fast break, puts it off the glass himself, and he hits it. Bryson Phillips averages only 3.6 points a game. He already has 5 tonight, including a three-pointer earlier. And now Cascade on a 9-0 run. And now a block shot there on the baseline, shot by Ashton Paddock. And now on the other end, Hitler with the ball. It knocked out of bounds to Cascade, 7 minutes to go. So, really, it's been a wild and woolly game so far. Cascade's had a 7-0 run, Bethesda Christian a 9-0 run, and now Cascade on an 8-0 run to take a 6-point lead. And now Benson Walker, no good on the inbounds pass, gets his own rebound, however, knocked away from him into the hands of Butler, who brings it up. Now gives it to a driving Paddock, who hits it as he's fouled. So Ashton Paddock is a 5'10 junior for the Patriots, and now he goes to the line to try to complete the three-point play and make it a one-possession game again. He hit it. So Paddock with 3 now. and it's a 17-14 Cascade lead. And now they got Tharp for a travel with 6:44 to go here in the second quarter. Cascade's gone on a couple of runs, but Bethesda Christian, is hung in there and shown that they can hold their own against a higher class team. So Butler with the ball now for three. No good off the rim. He hit his first three attempt, and he's missed three since, however. So now at the other end, Phillips from the corner drives the baseline, puts it up underhanded from behind, and no good. 13 the rebound. So now at the other end, Butler wide open from the corner for three. Again, no good. He's missed four in a row after hitting his first one. Tharp the rebound, pitches down court, and we've got a foul there. It was pitched down court to Cameron Ginter, who started early in the season. Then he's missed 7 games now because of injury. Good to see him back tonight. He's more of a football player, but he is his size, and his competitiveness do make him a solid force on the inside. And now he got another whistle here with 6:02 to go here. That's going to be on Paddock, his first. So Benson Walker at the free throw line. His first one is good. He has 5 now. The 5 highest scoring games of Walker's career have come in his last 10 games, including a high of 28 at Owen Valley back on December 14th, which was my 48th birthday. So he hit them both. Walker with 6 now, and it's a 5-point Cascade lead, 6:02 to go here in the second quarter. Walker and Anderson have 6 apiece for the Cadets to lead the team. So now 13 with the ball over to Butler. Cross court now inside. However, Ginter collided with Bergen, and now Cascade got the rebound. However, the ball mishandles on the as they take it down court. It goes out of bounds to Bethesda Christian, so the Cadets lose a chance to build onto their lead there. The lead currently is 5. So now Mason Butler with the ball over to Paddock. And now almost loses the dribble, but maintains control, gets it out to Butler, open for 3, no good. He's missed 5 in a row now. Sanders gets the rebound on a tip, brings it down 3 on 2, and now baseline jumper is good there by Ginter. So Ginter becomes the 5th Cadet to score tonight, and Ginter, after being out for about a month now, and now we've got a charge there against Bethesda Christian. So Cascade now, after they had a 7-0 lead, then fell behind 9-7 and 11-9, then got the ball back on an 8-0 run. Now they get the lead back up to 7. Hopefully we'll keep it this time. That foul coming on Kelly, his second. So he and Leichty both have 2 fouls apiece now. There have been 6 fouls against Bethesda Christian. So Cascade with the ball in a 7-point lead, 4:55 to go here in the second quarter at Clayton. So Ginter with the ball just inside the 3-point line now. He posts up, he loses it, however, and Butler comes away with it. Now he gives it over to 13. Now pitches out to Bergen, who drives now on the baseline, and I think they said he stepped on the line, so Sanders inbounds now. Sanders will inbound the ball with 4:32 to go, nearly a quarter and a half in this game. Cascade, giving up the 9 points in a row was a letdown, but other than that, this has been a pretty good performance so far. The Cadets should get their first victory of 2019 tonight. Their first victory since December 21st, 41 days ago, out at North Putnam. And now inside to Walker, turnaround, he puts it up. He hits it and he's fouled. Yes. So Walker with 8 now. Bethesda Christian, for a 1A player, for a 1A team, they do have Brandon Bergen, who's 6'4". Often you get 1A teams and they don't have anybody much over 6 feet. So that should give Walker some problem tonight, although Walker does have 9 already. He had never scored 14 prior to this season, more than 14 prior to this season. And now near steal there, but Bethesda Christian maintains control. Cascade with a 10-point lead now. And now a jump shot by 13 in the lane, and he hits it. And I was quiet because I was waiting to hear to hear the PA announcer announce that field goal, and thinking maybe he's got the number. That he has the name of the player who has that number, but it's not to be. So I guess he's as much in the dark as I am, and maybe he just thinks it would sound bad to say field goal by number 13. But that's how I have him until I find out his name. So now a three-pointer is good there by Bergen, who has a game-high 9. That's Bergen's first 3, by the way. So now it's a 5-0 run by Bethesda Christian to cut the lead to 5. 3:07 to go here in the second quarter here at Clayton. My name is Lec Zorn. I'm the voice of Cascade Athletics. Now, three-pointer by Mason Tharp, who's still scoreless, no good. Butler, the rebound, gives it over to Paddock, and we got a foul here with 2:51 to go here in the second quarter. Cascade leading by 5. Overall, a pretty good performance by Cascade. Not great, but certainly you see the progress, even against a less than marquee opponent. Cascade does seem to be taking the game seriously. And like I said, they need to get in, they need to get in the habit of bringing their A game every night. This is after tonight, only 4 games left to get ready for the tournament. So Butler now with the ball over to Bergen, now to Paddock, drives the baseline, and he commits the foul. 2:34 to go, and that does put Cascade in the bonus. No, excuse me, Cascade was already in the bonus, sorry. So now Tharp brings it down court. It's the 8th team foul against Bethesda Christian. So Tharp with the ball, now inside to Hetler, who's back in the game. Out to Phillips. Over to Sanders now. Now a near steal. Butler got a hand on it, knocked it into the backcourt, but Phillips saved it. Brings it past the midcourt again. Good defensive effort by Bethesda Christian. Now inside to Sanders, to Tharp, turns around and puts it off the rim. Rolled around a couple of times, but finally fell. So Mason Tharp, the team's leading scorer on the season, 12.8 a game, gets his first points tonight. And now at the other end, Bergen is fouled with the turnaround hook. So he'll go to the line. Cascade leading by 7 with 1:46 to go here in the second quarter. Coming at you live here at Clayton, here on AudioSportsOnline.com. Foul on Phillips, his second, team 5th. So Bergen hits it, becoming the first double-figure scorer of the game for either team. Now Du Bois coming in for Sanders for Cascade. Well, I'll hold that thought. So Bergen hits them both, and he has 11 now. He's gone a long way toward keeping Bethesda Christian in striking distance. They trail by 5 now, 140 to go. Now free throw line jumper, no good by Tharp. 13 brings it up for Bethesda Christian, gives it to Butler. Now over to Sam Hoofer, a 5'5 senior. Definitely one of the shortest boys basketball players I've ever commentated. I'd say a solid majority of the girls I've commentated have been over 5'5". So you gotta like the heart of that young man. That he's still giving it a shot. Of course, I found out a couple of years ago after Prince died that he actually played high school basketball, and he was only 5'2". Although I heard he was a great shooter. But anyway, and a few years ago when the Minnesota Lynx won the WNBA championship, Prince actually brought them over to his compound there in suburban Minneapolis for a private concert. I heard it was a spectacular place, by the way, with of course a lot of purple. I guess though it doesn't look like it's going to become some sort of open to the public attraction. Well, it would be cool if it did. I'd go there. And I wasn't even a big Prince fan, but I thought he was a interesting guy. So now for Bethesda Christian here, Butler with the ball, 42 seconds to go. Cascade leading the game by 5. So Butler cuts the lead to 2. Those were his first points since that three-pointer to open the scoring for Bethesda Christian there in the first quarter. Now Cascade leading by 3, 20 seconds to go in the half. I figure, we very well might hold it for the last shot. Ginter with the ball inside to Hetler. Posts up, puts it too much on it, though. 13 comes away with the rebound. 6 seconds to go, brings it down. And now the ball comes loose there. Bergen at the buzzer, no good. So Cascade having a tougher time than expected against its Class 1A opponent, but escapes the first half with the lead. Your score, Cascade 26, Bethesda Christian 23. We'll be back with a recap after these words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's ExpertRealtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners Electric Plus and Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, we're at halftime with your Cascade Cadets leading the Bethesda Christian Patriots by a score of 26-23. It's a game in which Cascade started off like they were going to run away with it. They jumped off to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter before Bethesda Christian suddenly went on a 9-0 run of their own to take the lead with a 3-point field goal by Mason Butler, and then 3 consecutive field goals inside by 6'4" Brandon Bergen. Then after the teams traded a couple of field goals, Cascade went on an 8-0 run and has led ever since. However, they failed to get more than 10 ahead, and every time it looked like they were going to pull away, Bethesda Christian always came back and hit a shot or two to stay alive. And, it reminds me of when I commentated Bethesda Christian here in this game a couple of years ago when, the Patriots did not have anybody who was great, but they had about 10 guys who were decent, which is, a surprisingly high number for a 1A school, a school of under 300 students. So certainly, if you're a Bethesda Christian fan, one of the 25 or so who came out to this game tonight, or any others who might be, back at home in Brownsburg, you got to be proud of the effort your guys have given so far tonight. I mean, on paper, they should not be in this. Although I will say that Brandon Bergen, the 6'4" senior for the Patriots, I don't remember Bethesda Christian having anybody that good when they played here a couple of years ago. So certainly a good game, a good performance by the Patriots. But what I want to see in the second half with Cascade is just, a relentless, in-your-face, aggressive performance where we just go out and just try to bury Bethesda Christian in the first half of the third quarter and take away any thought they have they might have a chance to win this game. I just want to put them away early. Because, one thing that I've seen a few times the last couple of years with Cascade is games where we led a lot of the way, but we just didn't put the other team away when we had a chance, and it ended up coming back to bite us. One game that particularly comes to mind, well, the last two games for the boys last season, when, we failed to close out that game against Covenant Christian on Senior Day, when despite having Walker and Dalton Du Bois in the lane, we failed to get the rebound on a missed free throw, and the ball went out of bounds to Covenant Christian, and they hit a three-pointer at the buzzer to win it. And then in our sectional game, I don't even remember who our opponent was. I think it was North Putnam, but we led by 20 in the sectional quarterfinal, and then they came back to win, and I felt really bad for Michael Alderson because he made 3 successful three-pointers in the final 40 seconds, and then took a fourth one that would have won the game at the buzzer, and then he was just lying on the floor on his front, devastated after the loss in what turned out to be his last high school game. But that was a heck of an effort, though, and it was almost a Reggie Miller-type happy ending for the Cadets. Unfortunately, wasn't to be. And then the girls this year against last season in the girls' games here against Indian Creek and Decatur Central, and this year against South of Dearborn. Really, we had all those games won and just, didn't put the other team away when we had the chance, and the game slipped away there at the end. So, the moral of the story, you've got to, put away the game when you have the chance to, because there's no guarantee you're going to be able to do it at the end. So the main thing is don't let the other team stay alive that long. But anyway, like I said, the Cascade girls, as I said in the pregame show, the Cascade girls team lost their tournament opener on Tuesday against the Monrovia Lady Bulldogs by a score of 50-47. Though the Lady Cadets played probably their best game of the year, certainly made me very proud, and I think it made all their fans very proud. They had only a few unforced errors in the whole game. They've certainly come a long way since the first 11 games where they had at least 19 turnovers a game, with a high of 33 in their 11th game on my birthday down at Owen Valley in Spencer. And I'm so proud of them coming so far, especially without a senior starter, and look forward to having all those girls back, as well as a healthy Taylor Norris there at the 2019-2020 season. And I think, the Lady Cadets, like I said in the pregame show, and like I said in the postgame show on Tuesday night out at Cloverdale, I think they're going to be a very good team next year, and I think that, they're going to have a shot to get back in the top 10 in a couple of years. I remember 2 years ago when Bailey Walker and Michaela Collier were seniors. The Lady Cadets were in the top 10, I believe, all season, and got as high as number 5 in the AP poll. Ended up at number 7 before being upset by South Putnam in their first tournament game. But so many times this season, because I have about a 40-minute drive back home from these games, and there have been so many times, the last couple of years when I'd come home from a loss, especially girls basketball. The girls basketball games tend to get me the most emotional, but sometimes I get very emotional for the football and boys basketball as well, especially our victory over Danville in football last season. But for the girls, I usually get extremely emotional, and I just have come home so many times the last couple of years, especially this season, depressed. It's like a miserable 40-minute drive home because I want the girls to win so much, and it's just I take it so hard when they lose a lot of the time. I didn't on Tuesday because they gave such a great, courageous performance. But a lot of the times I just come home, really depressed and down and dispirited. And one time it hit me, probably about a year ago. I thought, gee, it's affecting me like this, and I'm just a commentator. I can only imagine, how it would feel if I were a coach. And it made me think back to something that Dick Vitale said on the air a few years ago. Dick Vitale has been commentating basketball so long and has been so famous for doing so. I don't think a lot of people realize that he was a coach. He was an assistant at Rutgers, and he was the head coach at the University of Detroit, now known as Detroit Mercy, from 1973 to 77. Got the team to the NCAA tournament, I think in his last year, then became the athletic director there. And then in 1978 became the head coach of the Detroit Pistons, where he was fired 12 games into the 1979-80 season. And he took the commentary job at ESPN thinking it was just a filler until he got his next coaching job. But it ended up that he loved coaching and he loved commentary, He loved commentary and ended up sticking with it. And this year will make it 40 years now that he's been a commentator. He's in the Hall of Fame. And, he's 79 years old now, so he's been commentating nearly half his life. And anyway, I heard him say on the air a few years ago that his wife told him that she believes that had he remained in coaching, that he would not have lived to be 50. And it just so happens I turn 50 next year. And after the way that I've taken, as a commentator, some of these losses the last couple of years, I'm starting to think that had I gone into coaching, I would not have lived to be 50. So, hopefully, and, hopefully being a commentator won't do me in, but, I think coaching very, very well might have. Because I could only imagine how some of those losses, would have just eaten me alive and would be haunting me to the grave, And, to this day, nearly 2 years to the day, it was February 3rd, 2 years ago, when Cascade lost to South Putnam in girls basketball in the sectional, ending the season of possibly the best team in school history, a team that I think had an outside shot to win the Class 2A state championship. That loss still haunts me, and I could only imagine what it would do to me if I were the coach. So, anyway, I'm glad I'm just the commentator, but, anyway, I'm glad to be here, and I hope to be with Cascade for many more victories, and also some championships over the years, the slogan of the athletic department here at the school, as we start off and now we're tied just like that. Number 13 hits a three-pointer for the second time tonight. That's a field goal for the second time tonight. His first one was a 2, and we're tied at 26. But anyway, I'll try to finish that story here in a minute. But now at the other end, Walker puts it up over Bergen and scores easily. So Benson Walker now has a team high and game high tying 11. Bergen has 11 for Bethesda Christian, and it's a 28-26 Cascade lead now. Gee, I forgot to give the scoring totals in the first half. Oh, well. I'll catch up on that later. Now a three-pointer by Butler, and he hits it, and Bethesda Christian has the lead. Butler with his second three of the night. He has 8 on the game, and it's a 29-28 Patriot lead. 7, and now a steal there by 13. 2-on-1. He gives it over to Butler, who lays it in, and I think this is speaking of Dick Vitale, I think this is the time he would say, better get a T.O. baby, and that's exactly what head coach Chris DuBois does. Boy, this would be a huge disappointment if Cascade were to lose this one. Wow. So I give Bethesda Christian credit. I'd love to hear what head coach Brandon Reese said to his boys in the locker room at halftime. Whatever it was apparently worked. So now Cascade now's got to regroup here. This is the most they've trailed by all night. They twice trailed by 2 in the first half. Now they trail by 3. 6:54 here to go in the third quarter. But, the motto of the athletic department here at Cascade is always compete, expect victory, win championships. And I do think that Cascade is going to win some championships in the not-so-distant future. And I think that, the boys and girls basketball teams both have very good shots to win sectional championships in the next few years. And And I think, beyond that, and I think the football program is headed in that direction as well. And hopefully we'll get some state championships in there one of these days. I think we will at some point in the next decade or so, hopefully sooner. Certainly we're taking the steps in that direction. And I just love, the ambition that this athletic department has. It's a really inspiring. And now Phillips with the ball for Cascade. Over to Walker. Posts up. It's a nice spin move, and he lays it in, cuts the lead to 1. So Walker with a game-high 13. He has all 4 Cascade points here in the half, and it cuts the lead now to 31-30. So now 13 for 3, and he hits it. So number 13. And again, the PA guy does not. And now the ball goes out of bounds to Cascade. But now Bethesda Christian with a game-high 4-point lead. And the Patriots have 3 players with 8 points or more. So now inside to Walker again. It's knocked out of his hands, out of bounds by Bergen. So now I hope this is a wake-up call for Cascade. They've got to play their A game the rest of the way. It would be a huge disappointment if they were to win, if they were to lose this one, if they were to lose this game. So now inside to Sanders, posts up, hook shot, no good. Bergen the rebound. Now gives it over to, let's see, who is that? Okay, that's Cameron Leichty now. Now into 13, now to Bergen, who lays, that was, Bergen, who lays it in. He has a game-high tying 13. And now it's a 6-point lead for Bethesda Christian. Cascade in trouble now. We got to get something going here. We got to get something going. So now nice penetrating move by Tharp. Puts it up too hard, however. And Bergen comes with the rebound. Pitches down court to 13. Guarded by Sanders. Loses balance, but gets it over to Bergen. Now out to Kelly. Gives it over to Butler now. So Bethesda Christian with the ball in a 6-point lead. And now a nice steal attempt there by, but he doesn't get it there by Walker. Now a 3-pointer. No good off the back of the rim. Alderson the rebound. Boy, had Bethesda Christian hit that shot, it would have been a 9-point lead for them. And that would have put us in a big hole. But now Alderson at the other end. Nice spin move. He puts it up and in. Alderson with 8, cutting the lead to 4. Boy, we needed those points badly. First points of the second half by anyone other than Walker. And Walker tips it away there from Leichty. 36-32. Now a shot fake. And now Leichty puts it up and in, pushing the lead back up to 6. And now another timeout. It's not time to panic, but it is time to be concerned. With 4:23 to go in the third quarter, Cascade trailing Bethesda Christian by 6. It's bad enough that we're on a 7-game losing streak and haven't won in 41 days. But, at least, as a Cascade fan, you can take some comfort in that losing streak, noting the heavy competition that we've played, including the number 14 ranked team in Class 4A, Plainfield, who we play again a week from Saturday. But to lose to a Class 1A team that's 5-11 and has beaten only 5 1A teams this season, that would be a very discouraging sign as we head into the last month of the season. 38-32 your score now, Bethesda Christian over Cascade. The Cadets have a little over a quarter and a half to get this pulled out. Cascade has led most of the way. But I didn't like that in the first half. When we had a chance to put it away, we didn't. So now Alderson from the corner fakes a 3, drives into the lane, pitches across court. Now Du Bois fakes a 3, drives the baseline, pitches out to Phillips for 3. No good. Walker tips the rebound, and goes out of bounds, however, to Bethesda Christian with 4:05 to go in the third quarter. So things starting to look concerning for the Cadets. We've got to get a stop here. And then when we do, we got to get a score. Nice behind-the-back dribble there by Leichty. And now, however, a steal there by Alderson to a wide open Tharp who, he misses it, but Walker puts it up and in. Okay, cutting the lead to 4. So Walker with the game-high 15, including 6 here in the quarter. He's almost single-handedly kept the game from slipping away. We trail by 4 now, 3:35 to go. And now another mishandling of the ball. 13 with the jump shot, hits the side of the backboard. Now 2-on-2 fast break. Pitches over to Du Bois, puts it up too hard, however. Alderson gets the rebound over to Phillips, now over to Tharp for 3. He hit it! Yes! Yes, we're within 1. So Cascade's starting to get back in it. Tharp, is a very quiet game so far, but, and now at the other end, however, a lay-in there by Bergen. But we're still within 3. It's a one-possession game. And now we've got a whistle here with exactly 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Bethesda Christian up by 3. Walker now over on the sideline. Looked like he was talking to Coach Du Bois. We've got 11 minutes now to overcome this 3-point deficit. We can do it. 40-37, got the ball here. Phillips with the ball. Now over to Du Bois to Tharp. Now over to Phillips or to Alderson for 3. No good. And going for the rebound, however, nice save attempt by Du Bois, but it does go out of bounds to Bethesda Christian with 2:40 to go here in the third quarter. Someone commented about the size of the crowd. Yeah, it's 3 things. It's a Thursday, only 12 degrees outside around the time of the start of the game, coming off a couple of very bad weather days here, and then against a Class 1A opponent that doesn't have a lot of, even from short distance, doesn't have a large fan base to bring. So, keep in mind most boys' games are on Friday and Saturday. This game is on a Thursday to accommodate the girls' sectional, which will be the main thing the next couple of days. So now at the other end, 13, and he's blocked there very aggressively by Walker. I think they're going to get Walker for a foul there. That's Walker's second. We got to keep him out of foul trouble. If he gets in foul trouble, we're in trouble. So 2:10 to go here in the third quarter. Bethesda Christian 40, Cascade 37. So now inside to Leichty. Drives a free throw line jumper. No good. Walker the rebound. Up over to Tharp, who brings it past midcourt. Coming off a pick by Walker now. Over to Du Bois. Now inside to Walker, going for the alley-oop. And he puts it up. No good, too hard. However, Sanders the rebound, gets it up to Walker again. He drives to the basket, puts it off the glass. He hits it and he's fouled. Yes, yes. Benson Walker with 17, a chance to complete a 3-point play and tie this game up with 1:44 to go here in the third quarter. Come on, Benson. Now we got Hitler coming in for Du Bois. So Benson Walker for the tie here. 1:44 to go here in the third quarter. Cascade having a tougher time than expected with their 1A cross-county rival. No good off the rim. 40-39, Bethesda Christian leads. They've led as much as 6. Cascade's led as much as 10. I thought it was going to be an easy Cascade win. It hasn't been so far. But now a drive to the basket there by Butler, no good, but Bergen lays it in. Pushing the lead back up to 3. Bergen has 17, tying Walker for the game high. 1:12 to go in the quarter now. AJ fakes the 3, drives in the lane, and he's fouled. 1:08 to go in the quarter now. Brandon Bergen, the 6'4 senior for Bethesda Christian, has been a surprisingly effective inside player. There is Sanders hits the first. He has 3 now, cutting the lead to 2, 42-40. AJ on his second. He hit it. He has 4. It's a 1-point deficit for Cascade now. 1:06 to go here in the third quarter. Leakty with the ball. And now a free throw, a wide open jumper by Bergen. No good. Walker the rebound, gives it to Tharp. Goes down court behind the back dribble. And now he looks for a man. And now he pitches to a driving Walker. He puts it off the glass too hard, though, on the rebound. Hetler. He grabbed the rebound, but he was rolling on the ground. They said he moved his feet, so that he stepped with it. So disappointing result there for Cascade. I think Walker just put it up a little too hard. He got a little too excited there. So 43 seconds to go. It'd be great if we got the lead or at least tied it going into the fourth quarter. Having a psychological edge, but nevertheless we are in this one. Come on, 23 seconds to go. It wouldn't surprise me if Bethesda Christian held for the last shot here. .11 seconds to go now. Leakty with the ball. Over to Kelly. Now he drives to the free throw line, pitches out to Leakty, and back out to Kelly. For a jump shot, no good. And let's see, and the clock runs out, but there was a whistle before the buzzer, so they might put some time on the clock. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, and to a couple of the officials, look like they're still talking about it. But anyway, I'll assume that's the end of the fourth quarter. So your Cascade Cadets, 8 minutes to save the game. They trail the Bethesda Christian Patriots by a score of 42-41 here on AudioSportsOnline.com. We'll be back with the thrilling conclusion after these words from our sponsors. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, and North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill, Eddie and Bell's Expert Realtors.net, and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton, where your Cascade Cadets are trying to dodge a bullet, they are surprisingly trailing the Class 1A cross-county rival Bethesda Christian Patriots by a score of 42-41. It's a game in which Cascade simply has not seized enough opportunities and has had a hard time containing Bethesda Christian 6'4" senior Brandon Bergen, who has 17 points. Now inside to Phillips. Pitches over to Hetler, and now tips it over to Du Bois. Now Hetler posts up on Bergen, pitches out to Sanders, drives the basket, puts it up in the glass, no good, and rebound there by Kelly. So Walker, I guess they're going to, Walker's starting off the quarter on the bench. I guess they're going to bring him back, probably in a couple of minutes and probably keep him in the rest of the way. So now 13 with the ball, drives to the basket. Now he pitches out. No good, sloppy shot there, and we've got a foul there. Kelly threw it up, and it hit the bottom of the backboard there. Now the clock stops, 7:20 to go. 42-41 Bethesda Christian. Still no scoring here in the fourth quarter. Coming at you live at Clayton. So now Kelly inside to Bergen, wide open. Blown coverage there. Bergen has 19, and it's a 3-point Bethesda Christian lead. 44-41, 7:08 to go in the game, barring overtime, of course. And now we've got a whistle here. I didn't see the signal. I think they said AJ walked there. So now Bethesda Christian with the ball, a chance to take a multiple possession lead. And now Walker and Alderson both coming in. Du Bois and Hetler sitting down. So we'll see if the strategy pays off to, start the quarter with Alderson and Walker on the bench. So now Leakty with the ball, guarded by Phillips, gives it over to Butler. Now jump shot, no good. Rebound there by Ginter. So Cascade with the ball trailing by 3, 6:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Now drive to the basket. Phillips gets open and he lays it in. Phillips with 7 now and cuts the lead to 1. So now Leakty with the ball for Bethesda Christian. And now short jumper in and out. 13 the rebound, however, and he puts it up, no good. Cascade the rebound. Sanders, a field goal will put us in the lead. Now he tried to pass to Alderson. It was knocked out of bounds to Cascade by Leakty. So Cascade 6:16 to go, trailing by 1. Come on, boys, let's do this. Eye of the Tiger. So now inside to Walker, and he's fouled. 6:14 to go. However, that's only the 4th foul of the half against Bethesda Christian. It does, however, go against Bergen, which is his 3rd. It would be great if we get him fouled out, or even get him with 4 where he's not playing as aggressively. So now inside to Walker. Turnaround, hook shot, no good, gets his own rebound, puts it up. He hit it, and we're in the lead. Yes, 6:07 to go. So Cascade, I didn't think it was going to be this hard, but they do have the lead. 6 minutes to go. Come on, boys, let's get this victory. We need it. So Butler now over to Kelly, to Bergen at the free throw line, drives, and it's knocked away, and we got it. We got the ball and the lead. So come on, boys. Let's just start piling it on here. We got the momentum. There's no more mistakes. Just play your A game the rest of the way. So now Alderson gets gets under a defender, and he puts it in. Yes. He has 10 now, our second double-figure scorer, and we got the lead by 3 now. All of a sudden, it's a 6-0 Cascade run. And a wide open 3 there by Butler, and he hits it, and we're tied. So 47-47, 5:09 to go. Butler with 13, so 2 double-figure scores for each team now. But we're tied, so you don't need to rush anything, don't need to panic. Just work around, get a good shot. Phillips with the ball, inside to Walker, posts up on Bergen, drives to the basket, puts it up, no good. Rebound there by Leakty. So Bethesda Christian with the ball and a tie game, 4:45 to go. Come on, let's get a stop here. And now we've got a whistle here. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be a foul on Phillips, his second, team 4th. And now Ginter coming out. Now Du Bois coming in for Cascade. And Phillips sitting down now. So now in the game for Cascade, we have Du Bois, Sanders, Walker, Alderson, and Tharp. Come on, let's not let Bethesda Christian get the lead the rest of the way. 4:28 to go. And now we got travel. Kelly traveled, so we got the ball now. Tie game, 4:24 to go. Come on, boys, let's get the lead here and never let up the rest of the way. It has not been a bad performance by Cascade, but we have not seized enough opportunities. So now Sanders with the ball at the left river, drives, and he was fouled. Leakty went hard after the steal, but made it the reach in. Had he got the steal, he very well might have had an uncontested layup. And Leakty has 4. Let's get another one, get him out of here. That's the 15th foul against the Patriots. And now Leakty coming out and Paddock coming in. So now inside to Tharp. puts up a jumper. No good. Alderson puts it up and in, and we got the lead by 2. 4:04 to go. Stephen Alderson with 12. Come on, let's just get a stop here. Under half a quarter away from victory now. Nice behind-the-back dribble by 13. He drives, puts it up, and he draws the foul. And it looks like he's a little bit slightly limping there. Hopefully he's not hurt. I never wish for the opponent to get hurt. Okay, first free throw is good there. And it sounded to me like the PA guy said Chapman or Chapman, and I don't see anybody by that name on the roster, so I'll still call him number 13. Maybe he's a newcomer, I don't know. He misses the second one. However, Bethesda Christian gets the rebound, pitches it out to Paddock. So now Butler, no good, however, on the jumper. Walker the rebound, so we got the lead and the ball by the slimmest of margins, just 1 point. Walker for 3. I don't like the shot there, and it was no good. Boy, he should not have taken that shot. It's easy to say because he missed it, but yeah, when you got a 1 point lead. And now a jumper, no good, however, by Paddock, and Walker the rebound. So now come on, no bad shots this time. We got a 1 point lead in the ball. And now Tharp drives, he puts it up too hard, however. It was a short range shot, but he just put too much on it. So now at the other end, we got a collision there. On the baseline. And now the foul's going to go against Bethesda Christian. Okay, that's good. So we got the ball and a 1 point lead. So the foul, let's see. So now we've got 3:05 to go and a 1 point lead and the ball. The foul against Butler, and that's his 4th. Boy, if we get him out of there, then we're in great shape. So under 3 minutes to play now. Come on, boys. Let's finish the job here. So Sanders with the ball down to Alderson at the baseline. Up to Walker at the free throw line. He drives, puts it up. He hit it! He hit it! Yes! 3 point lead, 2:42 to go. Walker with 21. This is ours to lose now. Now Bergen at the other side puts up hook shot. No good. Walker the rebound. So we got a 3 point lead in the ball. Come on, boys. Let's just finish this one. Eye of the Tiger. Don't let up the rest of the way. Just grab the jugular and don't let go. And now it looked to me like okay, it looks like Butler intentionally fouled. Well, it had the last time maybe they made a mistake because now they just said that was Butler's first, and last time it showed him with his 4th. So let's wait and see what happens here. But yeah, Walker's staying in the game, so obviously he hasn't fouled out. But, maybe they're trying to. So Walker hits it. It was an odd time to foul with 2:24 to go, and Cascade only leading by 3. Walker hit the first one. And keep in mind, Benson Walker is a solid free throw shooter. It's not like, the hack-a-shack thing is, a really good strategy with him. He hit them both, so Walker with 23, and we got a 5 point lead now. So all of a sudden, we're starting to breathe a little bit easier here. So Butler with the ball now over to Kelly. Now over to 13. Behind the back dribble over to Kelly, puts up a 3. No good. And rebound. And we got it. Over Alderson down to Walker. And now over to Alderson. So Cascade under 2 minutes to go. We got a 5 point lead in the ball. This one's ours to lose now. Just no mistakes. Treat the ball like it's a newborn baby. And so now into Tharp. Now inside to Walker. He gets open. But no, it's whistled dead before. Let's see what the call is. I think Walker was okay. I think they're saying Walker was fouled before before the pass was went into him. So Walker going to the line again. Hopefully he'll hit them both, which would make it a 3 possession lead. He hit it. But yeah, Walker's a 69% free throw shooter coming into this game. So, the hack-a-shack strategy's he's not the guy you want to do the hack-a-shack strategy with. So that was a really odd move there by Butler to just go for the intentional foul that early with only a 3-point lead. Second free throw by Benson is good off the after a bounce off the front of the rim. So Walker with 25, 3 behind his career high, and Walker has taken this game over late after Bergen had a lot had his way most of the time earlier. Now he gets a steal here, drives to the basket, puts it up off the glass. He hit it. Yes, we're gonna win it. We're going to win it. Cascade completely taken over. We got a 9-point lead under a minute and a half to go. Long three by Butler. No good. And now Alderson gets it, and he's bumped very hard by Butler. All right, we got this one here, and it feels good. Oh, my God, did we need this one? Did we need this one badly? And that was a very aggressive move going for the ball there by Butler, too. But yeah, Butler, it's on the maybe it was a mistake by the scoreboard operator. Maybe they got it backwards where they, maybe they meant to say number 4 had 3 fouls instead of the opposite. Now Alderson misses the first one. Nevertheless, though, Cascade 80 seconds away from getting this victory here. Now, not much for Bethesda Christian to do, but just pop-up threes. Now at 2, they're good by number 13. He has 11 now, becoming the third double-figure scorer for the Patriots. Under a minute 10 to play now. However, and now Alderson over to Walker, lays it in, and he's got his career high, 29 points for Benson Walker. Now we got the lead back to 9. 57 seconds to go in the game. And Cascade still playing tough defense. And now Bergen gets open, but he misses a point-blank shot, and now we've got Tharp wide open, and now he's fouled. So Cascade, 42.5 seconds to go. We got a 9-point lead. Oh, my God. Benson Walker just completely took this game over in the fourth quarter. And hopefully there's some college scouts here walking. Even though he averaged only 4 points a game as a junior last season, where he was a distant second in our front court players behind Dalton DuBois, who's now a freshman at Anderson University. I really believed Walker had the potential to get a college scholarship with a good senior season, and he's producing that. And so Tharp, good. He's had a very quiet game, only 6 points, but that does put us up by 10. No good, and rebound by 13. And now a three-pointer from the corner is good, cutting the lead to 7. That was 13. He has 14, so 13 has 14 now. It's a 7-point Cascade lead, 31.8 seconds to go. As long as we don't totally give this one away, it's ours. We got a timeout here. But anyway, nevertheless, okay, and we got a foul. Okay, I'm sorry, it wasn't a timeout. They fouled him, Phillips immediately. Phillips averaging nearly twice his average. He averages he's already averaging more than twice his average. He's already scored more than twice his average. And he hits the first one there. And we got the lead back up to 8, 31.8 seconds to go in the game. Phillips only and he hit them both, so he has 9 now. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, he's all right, hold that thought. Phillips with 9. He averages 3.6 on the season. Now a three-pointer, no good. A rebound there, and let's see if and now Tharp is fouled now with 21.3 seconds to go, and Cascade with a 9-point lead. Oh my God, they made us sweat tonight, but at least it's going to be a victory. It would have been a super unhappy trip home, for those 40 minutes had Cascade lost to a 1A team, especially 41 days after their last win. So now Tharp on the free throw is up and good. He has 7 now. So we got a 10-point lead, so not much that Bethesda Christian. And no good on, and we got the rebound. And now you got an immediate foul there on Phillips again, so he'll go back to the free throw line and get maybe the first double-figure game of his career. I don't ever remember Phillips hitting double figures before. Let me see here. So if he makes this free throw, he's got it. First free throw is up. He's got it. Yeah, Dalton, prior to this, Bryson's season high was 7. And I don't think he ever scored. Yeah, because he was only about a 2-point-a-game scorer last year. So he missed. Oh, he hits the second one. It rolls out, then rolls in. So Phillips with a season high and probably career high 11. And now Butler for 3. No good. We got the rebound. And now Phillips could have padded onto the lead with an uncontested layup, but he's going to let the clock run out. So how sweet it is. Your Cascade Cadets into 7-game losing streak at their first win in 40. In 41 days with a 65-53 win over the cross-county rival Bethesda Christian Patriots. We'll be back with a recap and a look ahead after these final words from our sponsors on audiosportsonline.com. The Cascade High School Athletic Department simply would not be able to operate without the financial support of our business partners. We would like to recognize and thank them for their generosity. The official health provider to the Cadets, Hendricks Regional Health, Diamond Partners, Bestway Drywall, the North Salem State Bank, Platinum Partners, Allen Irrigation Company, CJ's Pizza, Dunn Insurance Agency, Jill and Ian Bell's Expert Realtors.net and Global Construction Management, Silver Partners, Electric Plus, Bassett Services Heating and Cooling, and Clean Sensation Auto Detail, and Bronze Partner Endeavor Communications. Thank you, business partners. Your support of the student athletes of Cascade High School is greatly appreciated. Well, back here at Clayton for a final time tonight where your Cascade Cadets have tasted the jubilation of victory for the first time in 41 days with a 65-53 win over the cross-county rival Bethesda Christian Patriots. The game started off as if we planned to beat the Class 1A Patriots by a wide margin. We scored the first 7 points of the game, but Bethesda Christian, to its credit, came back, scored the next 9. Cascade pushed the lead up to 24-14 in the second quarter. However, the Patriots came back and made it a 3-point game at the half and actually led by 1 going into the fourth quarter. But from there, Benson Walker took over using a 6'8" height, 4 inches taller than anyone Bethesda Christian had, to his advantage, piling on the points both from the field and from the free throw line late in the game, and leading Cascade to a 12-point win. Walker having scored 29. And by the way, I'm looking at Bryson Phillips' stats from last season. He did score 11 points once last season in the Plainfield game. So it was a season high and career high tying night for Phillips. But anyway, let's look at the individual statistics, which I forgot to do at the halftime. Benson Walker scoring a career-high 29, certainly solidifying his status as a college prospect. Stephen Alderson scored 12. Bryson Phillips scored 11, his highest this season, and tying the highest of his career. In addition, Mason Tharp, the team's leading scorer on the season, had a quiet game, only 7 points. A.J. Sanders had 4, and Cameron Ginter, returning after missing 7 games, scored 2. Meanwhile, for Bethesda Christian, Brandon Bergen had 19 and really outplayed Benson Walker for much of the first half, using his speed to overcome a 4-inch height disadvantage. Although Walker, certainly used the height to his advantage there in the fourth quarter to pull away, but Bergen, nevertheless, a game-high 19 for the Patriots. In addition, number 13, whose name was not on the roster, I believe that the PA guy said Chapman or Chatman, he scored 14. Mason Butler had 13. In addition, Cameron Leichty had 4, and Ashton Paddock had 3. So, in conclusion, this is a game in which Cascade, I believe, really came in a little bit overconfident. I understand that they had lost 7 in a row, hadn't won in 41 days. But when you're playing a 1A team with a record of only 5-8, you expect you're going to win. And, I think they're, I think we were really surprised by what Bergen did to us, that he used his speed to overcome, his 4-inch height disadvantage to Walker in the first half, and I think we just weren't prepared for that. And, we also failed to capitalize on several opportunities, on several steals we got that we failed to convert into points. We missed a lot of short-range shots by several guys. It wasn't just one guy. They would just put it up, too hard off the glass and miss. And I think we had even 3 fewer missed shots from high percentage range in the first half, I really think we would have pulled away in the second half. But we just let Bethesda Christian hang in the game longer than we should have. I think we were surprised by their surprisingly effective game plan. And then not only that, but Mason Butler did, help keep us from clamping down too much on Bergen by hitting a few outside shots. And that really helped keep Bethesda Christian, in the game. So, this is a game that, where Cascade made it a little harder on our hearts than we'd have liked. But, all's well that ends well. We did adjust and really largely took Bergen out of the game in the last quarter and a half. And then just, it's like we suddenly realized, hey, we got a 6'8" center, let's just, play him like he's a 6'8" center, and they did, and Walker took over. And, really, I liked the initiative he took, where it's like he was just going to take it on his shoulders, a lot like Carly Gibbs did in that girls' victory against Cecina 2 weeks ago Monday, which turned out to be the last girls' win of the season. So, great start. Some shaky moments in between, but we did shake off, the rust in the fourth quarter when it counted. We played with the eye of the tiger. We played like we really desperately did not want to lose this game, didn't want to lose our 8th game in a row, especially that, then that would put us in our game against Eminence a week from tomorrow on an 8-game losing streak and having not won in 49 days. And knowing if we don't win that one, then we would be playing the number 14 team in Class 4A the next day, and then that would be, probably our 10th consecutive loss. And certainly that's nowhere you want to be when you're in the last month before the playoffs start. So, we caught a fish tonight. Not a big one, but at this point, nobody's about to throw it back. We got our 4th win of the season, and, we very well could get our 5th a week from tomorrow night, and I think things are only going to get better from here. I don't know what kind of tournament draw we're going to get, but, I think that certainly the morale, especially because, had we lost this game tonight, it would have been 8 days till we got a chance to play again, and this would not have been a pleasant memory to keep for, in practice for a solid week. So I'm sure morale is going to be a lot better tonight. I do hope that the shaky moments that we had, the fact that we were trailing a 1A team in the fourth quarter, will make us, stop and think and realize that, you've got to bring it, every night, no matter who your opponent is. But, we did close the game on an 18-6 run after it was tied at 47. So, I give our guys, a B- for this game, and hopefully we'll bring our A game the rest of the season. Our B- game was enough to beat Bethesda Christian. It's not going to be enough to beat Plainfield. It's not going to be enough to beat Western Boone. Probably not Covenant Christian. So, let's consider this a step up the ladder, but realize, we got to take some more steps up the ladder over the next 8 days and beyond, especially, because I think we're going to have a good opportunity to do some things in the playoffs this year. Even though we only have 4 wins, we're in a pretty weak sectional with no dominant teams, in which I really believe all 6 teams have a realistic shot to win. It's good. It's going to be very competitive, so we've got to make sure we get into the habit of bringing our A game every night. And, one thing that is encouraging, not only that Benson Walker scored the 29, but that we were able to win with Mason Tharp having such a quiet game. He averages 12.8 on the season, only 7 tonight. So to see, Steven Alderson get twice his average, Bryson Phillips get 3 times his average, hopefully they'll continue that. because, if we – and then now we got – and then don't forget we got Cameron Ginter healthy as well now, after missing 7 games. So if we can start getting regular, offensive contributions from all of those guys, Walker, Anderson, Phillips, and Tharp, then, teams are going to be able to clamp down a lot less on Walker, and we're going to have, a much better chance to hit some outside shots. And then, Ginter, him being back, he gives us, a solid force inside. And then, Gavin Hetler's had some good moments lately as a backup. He didn't play much tonight, but he's had some good moments off the bench this season. And I'd like to see him get more minutes down the stretch because he's going to be our go-to guy in the middle next year after Walker graduates and hopefully moves on to college ball. But anyway, looking ahead, Cascade returns to action a week from tomorrow against the Eminence Eels, the only other Class 1A program on our schedule. They currently have a record of 8-8. And although Bethesda Christian actually did beat Eminence by a score of 67-62, it does look like overall Eminence is a stronger team. And let's look at how we've done against Eminence, with our common opponents. It's actually relatively even. And actually, a couple against 2 of the 3, Eminence actually fared better. Monrovia beat Cascade 64-35, but only beat Eminence 63-50. So, by less than half the margin. Monrovia beat us by 29, only beat Eminence by 13. Then South Putnam beat Cascade 62-52, but only beat Eminence 58-53. So South Putnam beat Cascade by 10, only beat Eminence by 5. We did do a little better against Speedway. Speedway beat us 57-49, but it beat Eminence 57-46. So Speedway beat us by 8. It beat Eminence by 11. But the point is that I hope that causes us to take the game seriously. And Eminence does have a couple of very solid offensive players. 6'1" senior Sean Michaelis averages team highs of 18.3 points, 8.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists, as well as 2 steals a game, while 6' junior Julian Webb averages 12.8 points and 4 rebounds a game while hitting 26 of 73 3-point field goal attempts. That's a very solid 36%. Hitting 36% of your threes is like hitting 54% of your twos. In addition, 5'10" senior Dylan Campbell averages 7.5 points per game. 5'8" sophomore Nolan Ringler averages 7.3 points per game. And 5'10" junior Colton Bales averages 6.4 points and a team-high 2.3 steals a game. So Eminence, has some talent, and we've got to be prepared for that. But we do have 8 days to prepare for it, and certainly we're going to be doing it with a lot of momentum, with the combination of the confidence having won a game, but also without the overconfidence because we did trail a 1A team in the fourth quarter. So let's take the good and the bad out of this game. I think this was a glass two-thirds full game. Let's look at the way we started, look at the way we finished, look at the 8-0 run we had spanning the first and second quarters. But let's also look at the breakdowns that we had, all the missed opportunities, the close range missed shots, and just basically being unprepared for what Bergen threw at us in the first 2 quarters, 2.5 quarters. And if we continue the good that we did tonight, and then don't repeat the bad and just play our A game for all 32 minutes, I think we're going to get a win tomorrow and possibly get a couple of more wins or more to close out the season. And again, this is a sectional, I think it's in which all 6 teams are going to have a fair shot at it. So once again, your final score here tonight at Clayton, Cascade 65, Bethesda Christian 53. The Cadets break a 7-game losing streak and improve to 4-14, while the Patriots drop to 5-12. Well, this concludes our broadcast. As always, thank you so much for joining me, and I cordially invite you to do so again a week from tomorrow. That's February 8th at the usual start time of 7:15 p.m. as your Cascade Cadets challenge the Eminence Eels in Game 19 of the season. Until then, for audiosportsonline.com, this is Lec Zorn reminding you there is a difference only you can make.